So today I want to make this vid just for motivational purposes to all the young ballers who are considered fat ballers now. Me personally, when I was younger, I was a fat baller. When I was younger, I was considered like chubby sort of. People would say, "Oh, you're just chubby, you're just big boned, it's calm." But then I feel like when I got to like 12 years old, when I got to like year 7, year 8, that's when I officially became a fat boy. Like I officially became a fat player. I was just eating too much, and then over one summer, my weight just ballooned up. And the crazy thing is, I went into the next season, and then I remember putting on my training kit. I put on my training kit, and I was looking down. I was like, why is my t-shirt so tight to my belly? Like I was like, yo, did this, like, I was thinking to myself, yo, did this shrink in the washing machine or something? And yeah, as soon as I got onto the pitch for like the first training session, I just felt it. I just felt like, oh, I just couldn't move at all. And throughout that whole season, I was terrible. Like I couldn't move the same. People were running past me so easily, especially the fact I was in midfield as well. Like the midfield was just getting bypassed every game, and I just couldn't move the same. But obviously, when you're young, you don't really think. You try and make excuses for yourself when you're young. You try to say things like, "Oh, I'm not even that fat," blah blah blah. Like in my mind, I was thinking, "Oh, I'm not even that fat though," like blah blah blah. It was only until when we were playing one game. I remember we were playing one game, and I think I must have jumped for a header, and then I think I must have, like, my forearm must have went into another player's mouth, and then his teammate came over to him, and he was like, "Oh, what happened?" And then his teammate basically just, and then the guy who I hit in the mouth basically said, "Oh, yeah, that guy just hit me in my mouth." And then his teammate was like, "Who?" And then he went, "Yeah, that number two, the fat boy over there." And when he said that, that was the realization for me. That was when I was like, "Oh my days!" Like I've genuinely become that guy on the football pitch, that fat ball on the football pitch. Like it's not even a joke anymore. Like for me, when I heard that, I was like, "Damn!" It's like something hit me. It just hit me. Like when he said that, when he was like, "Yeah, the fat one over there," that hit me. I was like, "Damn! Like, I've let myself go. I need to do something about it." Obviously, at like 11 years old, it's hard to like lock in, have discipline to lose weight. So I was pretty much fat for like the next, I want to say, 2 3 years until lockdown happened, and I got on my grind basically. Me and my cousin just went out to the park, training, doing sprints, eating healthier, and then I eventually lost the weight, came back, and yeah, I was moving so freely. I literally went from like the what's it called? Literally went from the least fit on my team to then joining a new team and literally being the fittest player on the team. Like it was crazy. So if you're a fat baller that's out there, yeah, even if you're a good player, because the thing is, yeah, if you're a fat baller who's trash, like if you're just trash, then fair enough. That gives you the motivation to sort of lose the weight to, to become a better player. But I think the worst position to be in is when you're fat, but you're actually a talented player. Because when you're a talented player, I feel like I was a talented player, even though I was fat. I was quick for a fat boy, but I couldn't really move into it with like the guys who were in shape, sort of thing. So I feel like when you're a fat boy, but you got crazy technicals, you got a good first touch, good passing, good shooting, you kind of blind yourself. You kind of say to yourself, "Oh, this is just who I am. I'm fat. Like I don't need pace. I don't need to be skinny, blah blah blah." And the thing is, yeah, that could work at a certain point. But once you go up the levels, you can't get away with being fat, being out of shape. No matter how good your touch is, no matter how good your passing is, especially in today's modern game where athleticism, there's a higher emphasis on athleticism more than ever. So you really can't get away with being overweight, being out of shape. Because first of all, another thing I want to say is that even though you're good technically, you can have the best, like I said, the best touch, the best pass, the best football IQ, the best vision. However, even if a scout comes to your games, even if a scout comes to your games, you might even play well, but he's simply not going to pick you up because you don't pass the eye test. And what do I mean by the eye test? It's like the eye test is more like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what the eye test is. It's like, when you just look at someone and you're like, "Oh yeah, I can tell he's a baller. Like he's a baller." Like there's just certain builds, certain players, certain, even sometimes there's certain boots that people wear, or they've got like certain equipment on, certain shirts on, certain jogging bottoms on. You can just tell, like, yeah, he's a baller. But then when you're fat, people are looking at you like, "Bro, who's this guy? Who's this clown? Or who's this guy on the pitch?" And you might be good. You might take people for surprise. Even the academy coaches, you can take them for surprise, but at the end of the day, they're still gonna look at you and they're still gonna be like, yeah, he's good technically, but he can't really keep up with the pace of the other guys. He can't really keep up with the pace of the other boys. When we're doing the fitness drills, when we're even playing in matches, he might be good at maybe his Sunday league team, but he's not really he's not really at the level, at the game speed to like really compete with the academy players. And obviously you don't want something as simple as literally you being overweight to hold you back from making it to the top. So and even if you are a talented fat player, it's like, just imagine you're good right now when you're fat. Imagine when you actually lose the weight. Imagine when you can actually move, when you can actually run, when you can actually take the ball and start dribbling past people using your pace. Like, just think about that version in your mind and just think, damn, like I'm good now as it is as I was when I'm fat. Just imagine it in your mind. Damn, imagine if I lost weight and I was more mobile. I could actually run. I could actually beat people for pace. Whether you're a fullback, whether you're a centre mid, whether you're a striker. Like, just imagine that. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about, yo, if you're a young player right now, talented, you got good first touch, you got good technicals, good football IQ, but you're fat, you're overweight. I promise you, bro, lose the weight as soon as possible, because when you actually lose that weight, you don't actually understand how good it feels to be able to move, to be able to get the ball, knock it past someone and go. Just doing things athletically that you've never really been able to do before. Because like I said, it's really hard to find that motivation where people are praising you for being a good player. Because even when I was fat, I was still winning like awards for my team. I was still considered one of the best players, one of the best technical players. I was still on things like corners, free kicks, had one of the best shots. So obviously it was hard for me to like find that motivation when everyone's telling you how good you are. It's hard to find that motivation to lose weight, because you look at yourself and you're like, I can still do it. I can still do it whether I'm fat. It doesn't matter. However, once you get up to once you come up against like serious competition, for me personally, it was like once I started playing like academy ballers or former academy ballers, or even in like the district team, like the best players from the borough. Once it got to like that sort of level, it was like, yeah, that's sort of when my weight got exposed. That's when the speed of play was just higher, and that's when I sort of, even if I wasn't like the worst there, I wasn't as good as like I wasn't as good as I wanted to be. You know, I was more like middle of the pack instead of, I was expecting to be like one of the best, but I was more like middle of the pack, simply because, like I said, the speed of play, when you're fat and overweight, you just can't. There's limitations basically. You just can't do what you need to do. Now, obviously, there's some people who are just naturally big and they're quick and they can move, which is fair enough. I wasn't one of them people who are, you just get them naturally fast fat guys, like they're rapid. That's fair enough. If you're one of them people, fair enough. However, like I said, the eye test is still gonna hold you back. Coaches are still gonna look at you and be like, nah. And trust me, if they say, oh, we can't really take you, they'll try and make some bullshit excuse. They'll try to say, oh, they'll just try and make some excuse. But trust me, it's just because they can't say, big man, you're fat. Like, we can't really take you on. Like, it's just something. It's just, no matter how good you are, it's just, if you go past the eye test, first of all, you actually got to look like a footballer. That's the first thing to actually being a professional footballer is actually looking like a professional footballer. Like I said, there's always going to be the outliers, but like I said, they're the outliers. You can't assume that you're an outlier. It's most likely that you're just going to be another one of those people where, if you're fat, you're probably not gonna make it to the top, simply because you don't have the fitness, you don't have the speed, the agility, change of direction, things like that. Even though you might have the technicals, yeah, you might lack it in terms of the athleticism department. So I'm just making this video to say, don't what's it called? Don't let your weight hold you back, because I feel like for me, especially in those years between like 12, 13, 14, 15, well, yeah, 11, 12, 13, and a bit of 14 as well. 14 is when I started losing the weight. Those were supposed to be the years where it was like, you get into academy, or you start sort of making a name for yourself, where academy starts coming to your games, they start knowing who you are, people start knowing, yeah, people start knowing your name. You're at districts, you're at these trials, you're at these trials. That's sort of the situation my brother's in right now, where it's like, he went to the district trials, now everyone, and a lot of parents knew who he was. He was like, yeah, that's the player who plays for that team. He goes to district trials, he's going to here, he's going to here. So now everyone pretty much knows him. He's making connections, and obviously that's a great thing. So yeah, obviously he's 10 years old right now, so he's getting to those stages 11, 12, 13, where you got to try lock down a place in the academy so they can take you forward, so you can learn off the coaches, so you can progress. So I'm making this video to say, yo, as a former fat boy, don't let your weight what's called don't let your weight hold you back. Literally, just stay disciplined. I know it's hard as a young player, as a young person, to actually like stay disciplined with your diet. You kind of just want to eat whatever, but just be cautious. So what I would say to you is that try at first, literally just try doing the small adjustments, just the small changes. If you have like chocolate every day, just cut out the just say, okay, cool, I'm gonna cut out the chocolate for today. If you think you drink too much fizzy drinks, just say, all right, cool, I'm gonna limit the fizzy drinks. Or you can literally do that small changes. Let's say you drink Fanta every day, you change that Fanta for like an orange juice, and then you change the orange juice. And then after a while, you say to yourself, all right, cool, I'm drinking this orange juice, I'm drinking this pineapple juice. Let me start drinking more water. So obviously you're drinking more water, you're more hydrated. Obviously there's less sugar, there's no sugar in the water, there's no calories, so you're starting to lose weight. Obviously, another thing I'd say, I know a lot of you are at that age where you're going to school consistently Monday to Friday. I would literally just say to you, yo, if you're a fat guy, start walking to school. Everyone takes the bus, but I would say if your school is probably less than a half an hour walk to school. Because trust me, I know walking doesn't feel like the most intense exercise. It doesn't feel like you're burning that many calories, but trust me, you do a half an hour walk to school and half an hour back, trust me, you're burning hella calories, bro. I'm telling you. I know it myself in uni. Like, I walk to uni, I walk back, I walk to the gym, I walk to football training. Like, trust me, and I've just been burning calories. Like, I can even see it in myself. Like, I'm getting leaner. When I first came back to uni, I was looking a bit puffy, but now I can sort of see in myself like I'm leaning down and I feel good. And that's literally simply just by walking. Like, that's why a lot of my friends, it's like they have trash diets, they just eat whatever, but because they're always walking, they're getting their steps in again, because they're always walking everywhere. Some of my football teammates and futsal teammates, literally, they don't even have the best diet. They drink alcohol, but they'll never get fat because they're just constantly just walking. They'll walk half an hour to train, walk half an hour back. They'll walk to uni. They'll walk this place. People are just walking. People are just walking. So I literally say to young players that, yo, with your diet changes, take it step by step. Literally, just just say to yourself, all right, no junk food. Literally, just eat what your parents make you. Even if your parents' food might not be the healthiest, but literally just cut out the junk food, cut out the chicken and chips. Don't say to yourself that you're going to McDonald's. And if your parents only buy you McDonald's, then hey, go to shopping with them one day and ask them, yo, can I have this? Let me just get some chicken, let me just get some rice, let me just get some potatoes. I just ask them to what's called cook you healthy food, or even learn it yourself if you're at that age. Even if you're like 12 years old, hey, if you go do, you have to do what you have to do if you want to, it's called, if you want to lose that weight, if you want to what's it called, give yourself the best chance to succeed, basically. So I literally just say, just make small dietary changes. Obviously, you can go on runs, go for sprints. Obviously, try train. Obviously, you want to train football as well, because obviously while you're training, while you're doing your technical drills, fitness drills, you're burning calories as well. And then the easiest way is for me is literally just to walk to school. If your school's like 35 minutes and under, hey, just wake up early. Just set that alarm like 20 minutes early. I know you don't want to go, you wake up, you don't want to go to school. It's, you have PTSD from the iPhone alarm. I know it's hard, but especially in the winter months, I still remember them days. But if you want to, the easiest way for me, just get your steps in. Just walk everywhere. Literally, if training's less than a half an hour walk to training and walk back. If school's less than half an hour away, literally walk to school, walk back. Or if you go to the gym, less than half an hour away again, walk gym, walk back. So yeah, that's literally all I got to say for this vid. Hope you enjoyed. I've been JT and I'm out.